Alright guys, Ride is just doing a ping check to make sure, everything works. Just lock a random agent and let's get on with this.
Okay. Alright. Wait, could you imagine if this was our real team comp?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, we'd be screwed.
Alright, let's get this ping check over with.
Wait.
Now we're getting choked.
Wait.
Now we're getting choked.
Are you sure this is just a test run?
Yeah, just a tech check.
Okay, the Reyna had...
Oh, shit.
Teets, can you review this game?
You guys know I was taking a vacation from making these breakdowns, but sure, Jimmy, let me see what you got. Is this a rank game? Did we finally get a replay system? Wait, no, it's a game that was played at Game Changers Champs? Oh, wait, is this for real?
You got Seekers, you're paranoid, but the utility's just so freaking good right now!
Oh, okay. Losing to a team comp like this is kind of embarrassing. But you can't really blame EG. They're playing on the biggest stage in front of so many people, months of preparation, all for them to hop on a LAN and face this. All of that prep just goes out the window, and now you have to come up with an entirely new game plan on the fly, which only the best of the best can do. But how does one learn that skill? Well, it starts with coaching, and if you want the best of the best, let me introduce you to the Immortal Roadmap program. These guys will teach and help you implement everything you need to hit Immortal Plus in just 8 weeks, including how to deal with insta-locks and playing against or with 5 Duelist comps. These games are certainly winnable. They're so confident in their service that they are the only coaching program that offers a 5-division rank up in 8 weeks guaranteed, or your money back. There's zero risk. They've helped hundreds of students hit Immortal and Radiant, and their coaching staff consists of Konpeki and over a dozen Radiant coaches with VCT experience, such as Comet, who was an analyst on Ascend the year they won champs in 2021, Screwface, who's a world champion, and Gangsta, who played on Disguised, Immortals, and Knights. Now, if that offer sounds good to you, sign up quick, as only 50 spots remain for Season 17. Hurry up, link in the description. Okay, so it shouldn't take a genius to understand why SMG's comp is garbage. For starters, they have no smokes that are going to cut up crossfires or deny information.
But Teets, they have Phoenix and Neon's Wall and Cypher's Cages. Those are smokes, you idiot.
Yeah, well, those aren't enough, and are all awkward to place. They also don't have an initiator, so they can't gather information and have accurate rotates. With there being 4 duelists, there's only one way to get info, by peeking into the enemies. And if they want to re-clear spaces on attack, it's going to drain their abilities if they want to do so thoroughly. So they won't know if the enemy's pushed up, or who's there, or what they need to use, and things become a nightmare pretty quick. So, yeah, the comp sucks. Surely evil geniuses don't get burned by these clowns, right? For pistol round, SMG are starting in a 2-3 spread, where Cypher and Phoenix are going to stall for as long as possible on C, while their teammates rumble for rubble. But the most important part of their game plan is this trapwire. Cypher's identity revolves around being the information sentinel, and his kit is the only information that SMG have. With these trips, the defense can safely stack sites and allow these to hold various parts of the map for them. But if they do get snipped, defenders now have to spread more thin to cover these holes left by attackers. So, if I'm EG, I'm prioritizing breaking these trapwires. And it looks like they're going to do that in their initial 3-2 default. Their 2 kick off the game by lobbing their poison orb to cover the rubble cross and raise Laser Boombot to make it seem like EG are moving out behind this smoke. But SMG's 3 duelists quickly clear the air by gaining information the only way they can, by peeking past the smokes. All threats on A have been snuffed out, and now EG are using their Trailblazer to clear mound. Cypher Spycam spots everything, but Kamiyu peeks A main, taking down Power Pixel. Reyna is making a statement early by peeking this deep into enemy territory. I told you, without an initiator, this is the only way SMG can gather information. Fighting is what the comp's good at. Now back on C, the dog has snapped the trip, and EG are rushing back so they're down a teammate. And with the Viper walls down, Reyna can now safely jiggle Root and gather constant information past this line. And if the attackers do cross, she can get one and dismiss away into secret pretty safely. This area is almost built for Reyna. But C's been quiet for too long, so Shirazi comes back and releases a Roomba to sweep up A main before she leaves to let Reyna spot. It tags someone, so Raze turns around and forms into a strong crossfire with her confident Reyna.
But what are you gonna do against all this firepower?
See if they can figure it out. Again, we're seeing all this pressure that's been applied at the beginning of the round. They try to swing out into it. The paranoia is not going to connect.
Now, Reyna couldn't get another one, but look at the damage she did. Not only that, but these two managed to stall long enough so that Neon could sprint over and get hers from stairs. Because of this tripwire, she felt safe leaving this site. I mean, if it's not broken, why hold space that it's already holding? SMG have the player advantage, but EG have found an opening. They might not have broken the B trip, but their Trailblazer tangled up this one. So now Raze is calling for her team to come back and hit the subscribe button. Her Omen throws a smoke, rings the bell, and both players pull their knives out to quickly regroup with their Raze. And it's at this point where Cypher has realized that they've left a gap in the defense, so him and his partner rotate back. But do they expect Raze this close?
Super info and set up Scary Shark in such a good spot. Nobody knows that she's there.
SMG trades, but EG have taken the site. The only issue is that Reyna tore apart their HP in this early Rebel duel, so winning a round like this won't be easy.
Got Shirazi so far up. The first will fall, and inevitability, unfortunately, is she will meet her demise. SMG get the pistol.
Yeah, I mean, such a good round.
Because of these trapwires and lack of defaulting from the offense, SMG were able to have rotates in the right spots early and accurately. EG just needs to take space and break these things. After pistol round, there was a weird tech pause. There must be a misunderstanding. We didn't actually mean to pick this comp. We thought it was a dry run to make sure everything worked. Can we reset and swap our agents? Why not? On SMG's anti-eco, they used this opportunity to let EG know they aren't playing around. They took root by force, and Reyna spotted for info again, so that Phoenix could play like this off that information.
There's the flash, the dog gets cleared, and the kills come through just like that.
An absolute slaughter. That is
I love plays like this. Valorant is all about confidence, and being aggressive like this isn't about the money, but is about sending a message to the enemy team that you aren't scared of anything and that they should watch every step. And I think they might have rattled EG this round. The defense have all 4 duelists leaning towards A, funneling all of their worst weaponry into this part of the map. Until these wires get broken, there's no reason to spread back out. It's kind of like they're playing 7 versus 5. And EG know that SMG are psychos, so they're playing far back and are going to assess the information once SMG have shown their hand and then go from there. But while they're waiting, PowerPixel rips a hole into Shirazi with her Odin, knowing that these savages are going to instantly path up this lane to take Rebel early. But this wallbang spam isn't deterring the defense. We still see paint shells, a leer, and Neon's relay bolt. And because of these 2 aggressive duels from earlier, PowerPixel burns a snake bite. Now, EG have the information that there's 3 people A. A straight shot into C would be the perfect play here, as Cypher can't do much with the Sheriff and 1 trap. And usually this is the correct play once you deduce that the defense are stacked on A. But the offense wants to play slow, and it finally looks like they figured out the counter to this comp. Break these trips. Raze and Sky contact up B main, challenging each off angle with their better weapons. Once they finally reach the entrance, Alexi gets spotted and shot at. She responds with a flash, and the dog can't see. It missed the trapwire. When you're playing Sky, it is so important that you're jumping through choke points so that you can find out where these trips are at so you can break them. But at least this commotion is dragged over rotates. Hey guys, they didn't break my trapwire. Go back to A. Now B's been quiet, this trip is still up, and now that the offense has flipped up their smokes, the defense gets suspicious and come back to Reyna.
Back to try to retake that space, and like I said, these contact plays are going to be so important because any util from each team is going to set off a trigger. Thea getting that first kill, and what an amazing contact up. They pulled those players, such a good rotation.
Where do they go from here though? Because SMG is already all rotated. I mean,
EG have dealt with the 3-stack well, but because the defense have weaker weapons, they say screw this and abandon B and C, putting full faith into their trapwires. So while EG have dodged the initial stack, how are they getting out of this one? The offense funneled through tree to avoid potential crossfires, but the defense are ready.
Nair here watching utility whiz by. She tries to find the opener on a Scary Shark and does. They're falling apart. Myrna, this is very dangerous. Can they stabilize? Can they equalize here? 2v2, just a pistol in the hands of Alexi as the spike goes down.
After all the fire and flames, we're down to a 2 versus 2. Phoenix throws up his blaze, repositions to heaven, and Raze has crawled out of secret, darts to rubble, scoops up a vandal, and taps the door, applying pressure to Viper. All of this has freaked EG out. SMG can come from anywhere.
All the way around, footsteps for Thea, wanting to try to catch him. It's actually Shirazi who finds the first. That Sprout goes horribly sideways as SMG win the bonus.
Thanks again to these trips, SMG were able to stack A and beat down EG. If Evil Geniuses want a chance in this game, they need to start defaulting and creating question marks around the map to force the defense to spread out. They aren't going to brute force their way into sites against a team that wants to fight. You shouldn't just duel the duelists. After getting stomped on the Rico, EG take a timeout to reinstill some of their confidence. Alright everyone, I know the duelists are big, mean, and scary, but we could do this.
Yeah, nice try, Doc. You really got them amped up. Hey, here, try this instead.
Oh yeah, how can I forget? With your secret stuff, Demon 1, we'll surely beat these morons.
Oh yeah, give me that stuff.
Yeah, give me that stuff. Oh, I'll take a swig of that. Oh yeah, wait, give me some. Alright, now that EG are feeling confident coming out of their timeout, it's time to look at how SMG have adjusted. And it's here where we see mind games being played at the highest level. Maybe. The defense have completely flip-flopped their setup by putting Cypher on A and putting their duelists towards C. Previously, they've played for info on C and B while fighting A. Now, they're reversing it, expecting that EG were talking about these trapwires in their timeout. So they're hoping that EG mosey on over, expecting to cut some wires, when in reality, they're going to run right into SMG's fighters. But that's not happening. Either EG have talked about countering SMG's counter, or they just don't know what to do and are still pounding it into A. Only time will tell. But they creep out of the buy phase carefully. Smoke for the cross, boombot, and nothing's here. EG inch a bit closer behind a flash. Ray Satcher peeks above rubble, and again, nothing. Now over on C, without hesitation, the defense has dry swung out of sight, and they saw nothing too. So far, this round has been a whole lot of nothing. But because of this lack of resistance across the map, both teams move into the next phase of their plans. Similarly to how Reyna was solo spotting on Root, Raze is now playing for information on C, while her teammates have a crossfire-ish setup on B, and they're retaking A with their info trips. And EG figure that if no one's here, they gotta be fighting over on C. So they slingshot onto site, but SMG are already here thanks to Phoenix moving forward and flushing out B as soon as these trips were activated. So now all the defenders know that it's A. But despite them knowing what's coming, none of SMG are in a position to make a hero play. They're better off combining all of their utility at once, rushing down the offense with their plethora of duelist utility. Once everyone's here, the defense group up and begin their retake.
These rotations are so key, Doug. They're so key to this.
First, run it back online. And it seems like they're going to try to just flood out and take these fights. When you're going up against these duelists, it could be a problem with Scare Shark finding one, finding a second. As Power Pixel
EG have come out on top, but are badly injured. Inari's Neurotheft located the remaining attackers, and with Omen on his lonesome, Alexi knows that this is the time to fight.
Weak. Inari not much better off. 4 HP as the spike ticks away. Patience shown from SMG for just a moment. They strike at just the right time, and it all crumbles. Starbound left alone, a 1v2. Remember, Inari weak. The spam not connecting initially. Alexi's gotten it to half. That's 3/4. Alexi's going to stick it the whole way, and that's another round for SMG.
Oh my goodness. EG so close to...
And now, with a normal team comp, your smokes player should try and prioritize being the last alive in retakes. This is so that when it comes down to the clutch, they can smoke the spike, tap, and force the offense to peek into you. But SMG don't have smokes. They just have pseudo smokes that I clowned on earlier. And it just so happens that Cypher's cages last just long enough for Phoenix to defuse. Now, Killjoy did have a molly that they could have thrown instead of spraying their whole mag into the cage, but hey, it is what it is. While Cypher's traps didn't win his team the round this time, it was this nasty heaven duel while on 1 HP and this cage that did. Cypher farmed again against the Eco, and things are starting to get pretty ugly. I mean, this comp should not be getting this many rounds on defense. But look, EG won a round. I mean, it wasn't perfect, as Killjoy wandered up B main, which when you're the weaker side of the default, you probably don't want to do against a 4-duelist comp. You want to let the meat of the default do the fighting, and, you know, defaulting, while you play back in strong positions to punish aggressive pushes. But regardless, her teammates went A and secured the round behind 2 juicy ultimates, and now they're on the board. But can they replicate the same success without a rocket launcher and a sight-altering ultimate? Probably not. It's been 8 rounds and we're still running it down against a comp that likes to run it down. We're still dueling the duelists. No breaking trapwires, defaulting to take map control and keep the duelists guessing. They just keep pounding A. I mean, who knows? Maybe there's more to this than meets the eye. Now, SMG recognized that EG haven't been taking Rebel quick, so they only commit their paint shells to shutting out the attackers this time. If the offense are waiting for you to burn utility, it's important that you switch up your timings to catch them off guard, or just save your util for later. But this time, EG want the defense to push up and lure them in with this free space.
Far back in spawn, expecting some of the pressure, but if they continue to fight into this A main area, it's going to continue to be difficult. We're already seeing some of the results of that. Scare Shark with the counter. It seems like EG may have finally found some space. Taking a step back. Empress online. 3 on the round already.
Alright, I guess I have to eat my own words. EG's game plan was pretty good. They knew that SMG had been immediately taking Rubble, so by waiting a few seconds and then dumping utility in this area, they caught the defense red-handed. The only part I don't like about this whole idea is that just look at how much space they've given up on their flank. All game, SMG have done nothing but push out. It makes sense. I mean, the more these duelists push, the more information they gather. And now, Reyna has used her dismiss to get back to safety. She pops her Empress, gets one with the fire rate increase, and she's bought just enough time for Phoenix and Cypher to do a little bait and switch.
Already and looking for more. You've already got the run it back, which was the second in as many rounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an insane way to kind of round this round up. EG was looking so good. They were like, you guys aren't going to bully us in A main anymore, but...
And then they did.
Hey, Killjoy, can you hear me? Wait a minute, I think she can, because I just talked about holding space and punishing aggressive pushes, and look at EG's default this round. Granted, they're on an eco, but Killjoy has a Marshall. If SMG aren't careful, they can get punished hard.
Main strat again, taking this fast. They're not scared.
I mean, they might
That's what we've been waiting for. The defense are going to peek. They have to if they want info. So let's punish them for it. And the A players are gunning it up A too. Flash, Molly for the push, and within the first 10 seconds, the offense are splitting A. EG are finally cooking with confidence. I mean, I don't know how well this would have worked if the duelists were here, but it's nice to see them up this round. But Iniri has been feeling it all game. EG are splitting site quick, but they have one more hurdle to jump.
They're executing it to perfection. They're playing with confidence, with boldness, and it's proving to be way too much as Iniri continues to farm.
After a disgusting spray transfer from the side anchor, the player advantage is even. Sky plants, but SMG are hot on the flank. Again, they smush Killjoy's alarm bot, and Killjoy starts getting PTSD. She's gotten burned before from the same area. How does the offense deal with this lack of space?
An unbelievable performance up until this point. And there really no signs of slowing down anytime soon. EG managed to get the spike down again. They got the lockdown invested, and it was a little bit into it here too, so the timing may work out if nothing else.
Really, really good timing. Really good timing of that ult. Everything was great. Reyna's getting caught out in that KJ ult, and we have Shirazi left in a 1v3 trying to make things happen. And EG kind of figuring out that, hey, Cypher's kind of weak site.
And they're being
Well,
fast.
using your Killjoy ult is one way to secure a round. SMG are starting to get a bit worried. On each of the important buy rounds, they've been fighting one side while leaving the other for Cypher and his traps to deal with. Which, honestly, if you look at the scoreboard, has worked great so far, as EG haven't defaulted or broken these wires. But after a while, you'd expect them to eventually catch on, right? So, the defense have gone back to the drawing board to come up with a new plan. It's a trap! Kinda. Cypher and Neon are setting up on Mound with the spy cam just in plain sight, and Neon is tucked, waiting patiently behind this pile of dirt. And when the enemy gets close, she's gonna burst into a ball of electricity and finger blast the offense. Now in reality, I don't know how strong that trap is, but maybe I'm wrong. In the meantime, Reyna is fighting front B, while Phoenix and Raze create the same pressure on A that EG have seen most of this game to herd them into this setup on C. Let's see if it works. Both teams opened with their standard utility sequences. Molly and Nade to delay the attackers, and Snakebite and Boombot to try and leak out behind the smokes. But this time, Raze is satcheled on top of Rubble, signaling to the offense that the defense is prepared, ready to fight for the space in a potentially strong crossfire. Now, EG know that all game, wherever there's been fighting, the opposite side was weaker, held up only by a couple trap wires. So the attackers slowly start to rotate back and group up on Mound. But what they're going to run into is shocking.
Again, like, this is the reaction that they're trying to do, but oh my goodness, Kohibi is here with her ult, ready to frag out!
The finger guns find no value.
Oh no.
Lori's getting the kill, Aneri's getting pushed. You've got Seekers, you're paranoid, but the utility's just so freaking good right now. Cypher finding more value, getting away.
SMG kind of fumbled the bag on this one. Since EG haven't been defaulting enough, I kind of wish Reyna left B sooner and was here to flash for Neon to explode out. The attackers would first have to shoot the blinding spooky eyeball, and then second, an ADHD G-Fuel snorting ball of electricity at the same time. Instead, Reyna was patrolling B. I mean, she did break Killjoy's turret, which might have forced EG over here since they received pressure A and B, but she didn't fall back and support the trap. And then there was an obvious miscommunication because Reyna swung out of the smoke while Cypher was getting away from it. All of this has resulted in EG with the player advantage, while Aneri is trying to land some shots, trying to even the odds. She can't find anything, but her teammates are finally here to start an unlikely retake.
On Scary Shark on site, that's not what you want. It's still a 4v3. They're kind of playing these really good crossfires on site, but the flash, oh no.
You gotta be careful here because it's not planted for the spam from Mound. It's planted far deeper. If you don't have the utility to really deny this, you're just gonna get the defuse happening in your face. That's exactly what happens. Starbound has to go forward and Alexi's got the defuse.
Exactly what you're saying, Doug. Like, how is this team playing two?
So there was a team flash that went on, and then the spike wasn't planted for Mound. Yeah, that's the breakdown. So SMG ended the half by cleaning up the following eco round, and then EG won their aim duels on A, concluding the half at 9-3. Now, I'm not one to throw in the towel, but playing defense against 4 duelists is not going to be easy. This comp was not supposed to get away with this many rounds on defense. But the 9-3 curse still exists, right? No, it doesn't. And look at what happened on pistol round.
In the first half, it's going to be the same when they're on attack, and that's why they were playing so far back, but now SMG pushing forward.
I'm sorry, there's no hope. I'm just showing you this last round so that you know what to do in case you ever play against a comp like this. This is the first full buy round, and SMG's plan is to take Mound control to start farming Phoenixes, run it back in their 3-1-1 default, while EG's plan is to chill out, I guess. Yo, guys, wake up. Against 4 duelists, you should be trying to take some ground. Without an initiator, it's going to be really difficult to re-clear areas of the map and break up strongholds. If you allow these animals to get close to sight for free, I promise you're going to have a bad time. And from the looks of it, that's exactly what EG are doing. They're not fighting for any space. With one single Reyna Leer, SMG have taken Mound, and then the Orb, and Raze has also taken B main with just her Broombot. Just look at how close the attackers have made it to both sites. But wait, it gets worse. Because no one has taken any rubble space, Aneri slaps her cam on the wall and immediately clears out any potential danger. These 4 duelists have an open map all to themselves. And I'm assuming because they don't want to run into Viper, the attackers scale up A site, take it for free, and EG get embarrassed.
Scary Shark using the nade. Thea has a smoke. The flash has already come out from Lori. Seemed like they were waiting on some of the utility to push out. Satchel in the face. The second curveball comes through. The snap from Alexi's just filthy. As another run it back comes through, but Starbound is in a position where she should be able to punish. An area onto one. It's all onto Starbound. Starbound falls. And the slaughter continues.
Yeah, you can't let this team just explode onto sites like this. In the final round, the defense did hold rubble, but then lost secret by, once again, trying to duel the duelists. Something you don't really want to do. Now, if you want to see how to properly deal with a troll comp like this, watch this video right here.